One question that sits since a long time on my 50 views production list is what about Charlene Andersen? God damn it, I had to scroll 15 pages just to get to this comment again. Look at me, I'm so relevant and famous now. I feel like FouseyTube or Logan Paul.
Everybody, tonight I'm about to give a speech for the people that was delivered to me from God.
Okay, enough. The most important thing you will ask yourself is, Charlene who? Apparently Charlene is a lady which follows a ribeye steak and water diet now for nearly 20 years. She's mainly present on her blog and the Twitter page of her husband. And yes, she looks healthier and happier now than ever before. And I think it would be lying if I would tell you that I wouldn't find her attractive. Due to her age and her family behavior, she could definitely be classified as a MILF, which stands for mother in the late 40s, of course. Today I want to explain to you how cases like Charlene Andersen can exist, even though they go completely against conventional wisdom, and what this means for the vegan movement. You often hear from people that the vegan diet just didn't work for them and they quote, "Different things work for different people." But just how different are we? If you look at the data, there's about a 0.1% difference in our DNA. We all are members of the same species, Homo sapiens, and the definition of a species is the possible production of a fertile offspring. Human genetic diversity is substantially lower than that of many other species. So naturally, we just aren't as diverse as we think. And when it comes to nutrition, there's more likely a one-size-fits-all solution than a one-size-fits-one solution. Okay, I'll let this sink in for a while. A good example for this phenomena is the Barnum effect. We think our problems, wishes, desires and situations are special, yet the hard truth is, they're not. The case of Charlene Andersen is therefore so interesting because malnutrition for a species usually concludes to an adverse change in our phenotype, which means a lessening of our attractiveness. And yes, both processed meat and red meat are known carcinogens. Yet Charlene, hands down, improved her attractiveness and her well-being dramatically. This puts people that are looking to help, like you and me, on thin ice. On one hand, we know that the diet of Charlene is hurting sentient beings and probably herself in the long term. But obviously Charlene and her husband feel and look better on this diet. In my opinion, therefore, it's not ethically sustainable to suggest a change in diet to a person which you tried and probably would suffer from. Especially if you're not a doctor and make funny videos on the internet. Subscribe! But in my perspective, if all the evidence is true and Charlene indeed is not a scam, she's definitely an outlier from the data. The whole case here is an anecdote and not a study nor a first principle reasoning. And this whole story here reminds me of my dentist. He conducted a study on the iron levels in the blood and remarked often that he feels great even though his iron levels are dangerously high. All the data out there indicates that high iron levels are extremely toxic for our organism. Unfortunately, despite all the data, he didn't change his lifestyle nor did he listen to the doctors. In his 60s, he died a sudden death, leaving behind a shocked family. To restate the point from my latest video, Charlene Andersen is an anecdote. She's an outlier and not the general practice. If you consider the data, the point of Charlene would look like this and not like this. There are chances that Charlene simply has an autoimmune disease that should be treated with a micronutrient and fiber deficient diet. But there are also chances that the later picture was just taken directly after a pregnancy. Nonetheless, a deficient diet like the carnivore one should never be general practice. So if you're watching this video, stick to the data when it comes to your health and don't follow an anecdote. If you like this video and want to know more about fitness, nutrition, mindset and health and how these things can help you get the most out of your life, subscribe to this channel.